What's up, everybody? So for today's video, we're going to be checking out Five Nights movie, set footage, Venom 3 update, Aquaman 2 worst DCEU movie, and more. So, to be honest, bro, I heard from Tyrone Magnus's channel that he saw that they're saying that Aquaman 2 is, like, really bad. It had a really bad test screening. So, maybe this dude, maybe 3C Films can give us more update, So anyways, man, let's just get into this. Ready? 3, 2, 1, boom.
Hello, my beautiful movie people. Thank you so much for clicking on an episode of Side Flick. My name is Chris. Movie news is here, and I'm going to provide it to you. Some of the things we're going to be talking about here today is we've got an update on Venom 3 from Tom Hardy himself. We got a set video of the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, along with some details. Even talking about some Aquaman 2 test screenings that have not gone very well. We're going to be talking about that along with so much more, so you guys know the drills. Leave me your opinions down below with everything we discuss here today. And just to keep you guys updated, I will be watching Coke Bear tonight, so I'll have a review for you guys tomorrow. But with that out of the way, let's jump into our first movie news story today with Venom 3. Yes, of course, we're going to be completing off the Venom trilogy with Venom 3. It's kind of funny that Tom Hardy is teased in every Venom film he's going to be fighting Tom Holland's Spider-Man. All of us know of the infamous Instagram photos Tom Hardy put out and then quickly deleted, probably because Sony was like, hey, we're not going to make that happen, Tom. I'm going to need you to delete that. So I'm sure we're eventually going to get something like that here, because Tom Hardy has already started teasing us about Venom 3 on his Instagram. Today he took to his Instagram to give us a set video of a previous scene, I'm assuming from either Venom 1, maybe Venom 2. This isn't any footage from Venom 3, where he just says, while working on Venom 3 pre-production, this throwback came up. And again, the video provided is just a random scene from a previous Venom movie, but it does let us know pre-production on Venom 3 has started. That means we are so close to them eventually getting the cameras rolling. By this summer, we could be seeing set photos of Venom 3. Now, you guys might know here on the channel, I'm not the biggest fan of the Venom films. I love the Venom character, but the goofy direction they've gone in with the two movies just wasn't my cup of tea. I will say Venom 2 was a lot of fun because they finally introduced Carnage in there, but biggest mistake they made is killing off Carnage. How do you do that? You use Carnage for more movies, man. And with this third one, I'm just waiting to see what are they going to pull out of their butts to make me interested in this movie. I know fans right now are debating Toxins come and they set him up with that cop character in there, but we really want 3 movies where Venom just fights another random symbiote over and over? Even if it's not gonna make sense in the Sony universe, I kind of do just want to see Venom fight Spider-Man. Like, we had that post-credit scene that ended up becoming nothing by the post-credit scene of No Way Home. Still so crazy to me that Sony was like, oh, he's in the MCU. MCU was like, he out the MCU. You guys might have seen me talking on previous Side Flick. This is the only details we have about the possible storyline in here. Take it with a grain of salt. But with this movie in pre-production, it makes sense that this would leak out, and it kind of fits in with this weird Sony universe. Venom 3 is set in the same world as Madam Web, and is a story of Eddie/Venom hunting down...
It's the same... Wait. So, it's set in the same world as the movie Madam Web?
For Peter Parker. But he finds out he's just a 5-year-old child and struggles with knowing they need to take down Peter for their future, but begin...
Wait. Venom 3 is set in the same world as... Hold up.
But with this movie in pre-production, it makes sense that this would leak out, and it kind of fits in with this weird Sony universe. Venom 3 is set in the same world as Madam Web, and is a story of Eddie/Venom hunting down for Peter Parker. But he finds out he's just a 5-year-old child and struggles with knowing they need to take down Peter for their future, but begin to start seeing Peter as a son-like figure. That is not the Venomverse Spider-Man story I wanted. In the end, it's coming to us. I'm a sucker for Spider-Man related projects. Sony knows that. They're going to capitalize on it, so I'll probably be there for Venom 3, but I want to know from you guys, what do you think about Venom 3 starting pre-production and the movie filming pretty soon? Moving on.
Watch Peter be Spider-Kid. Watch Peter be Spider. And then everybody be like, oh my gosh, there's Peter!
About here,
be crazy.
we had Anthony Mackie doing an interview, kind of just building up his future in the Avengers, or I should say, building down. You know, after watching Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumania, some of us are excited to see Kang Dynasty and what they have to offer. I know there's a lot of divide in the MCU community right now. The amount of times I've read MCU is in shambles in my comment sections, I don't even know what shambles means, guys. Okay, it sounds like a shampoo for your balls. But one character I am very much looking forward to seeing in his own movie is Sam Wilson Cap America. I am so fascinated by the idea of a powerless Cap America being the leader of the Avengers, taking on some bad guys. It also helps that I think his suit is just absolute fire. Like, I even just recently bought the Fortnite skin. That's how excited I am for it. But now I'm kind of worried, because Anthony Mackie had this to say about his character. Sam is the only character without superpowers, Mackie notes. He's just a regular dude, hanging out with a bunch of weirdos. Being from New Orleans, I've been in a few fights, and heart and charisma never helped me in a fight. That usually just got me beat up. So that might cause an issue when you go fight somebody like Thanos. And look, I'm glad that Anthony Mackie is self-aware about his character. He's not letting the ego get to his head and be like, yo, I have wings, I got a super suit from Wakanda. I can take on anybody, including Thanos. The dude's like, no, look, I don't have any superpowers. That's what Falcon and the Winter Soldier was all about. I don't know if I deserve that shield. And then by the end of it all, he's like, you know what? I'll take up this mantle. I'll do the best that I can with it. And that's why I'm so interested to see how they handle Sam Wilson and his abilities in the next movie. I kind of want to see beat up by some superpowered people. See how he holds up. In the end, I think that is the Captain America spirit. It's always what Steve Rogers would say.
Just don't know when to give up, do you?
I'm like this all day.
No, again, I'm saying all that while also hoping they don't really exaggerate his human capabilities and put him to a point where he's like freaking John Wick times 10 invulnerable. But seeing a regular human guy take on these larger-than-life characters and be the leader of the Avengers, that just seems more interesting to me than a guy with just more super soldier serum. We kind of have a lot of those now in the MCU. I don't know. This is why I throw it off to you guys. Y'all are all completely valid, but I'm interested to see a human Captain America and how he holds up. What about you guys? Moving on here, you guys might have heard a couple of weeks ago that Bob Iger, the CEO of Walt Disney, confirmed he would be making sequels to a lot of popular Disney movies, one of them being Toy Story 5. I'm still kind of in shock that that is going to be happening. It's kind of one of those things where I feel like they mentioned and then we'll never actually get that movie, but we just had the Pixar creative chief officer do an interview where he gave us a small tidbit of what we can expect from Toy Story 5, making this thing more real to me. When asked, all he had to say about the movie is, I think it'll be surprising. It's got some really cool stuff that you haven't seen before. Again, small little tidbit, but as movie fans, that's all we need. Something that we've never seen before. I mean, I go back to the number one thing I think most people want to see: a toy interact with a human. We haven't seen that yet, Pixar. I don't know how you pull that off or how that would work out, but that's something I wouldn't mind seeing. Other things I think about is like, what draws the line from something?
Yeah, why do they even do that in the first place,
that you
bro?
wouldn't expect to be a toy,
fucking
but
hide
also
themselves?
comes to life. You know, they try touching upon that a little bit with.
I mean,
Forky
yeah,
and
they'll
Toy
freak
Story
out, but
4,
like,
where you
I
know
don't know,
Bonnie
fuck.
made him, and then because she loved him, it brought him to life. What if we see
I mean,
other
they're
things
friendly,
you wouldn't
like,
expect to be
shit, not like
anthropomorphic
Chucky.
or alive come to life in Toy Story 5? Like, I don't know, mannequins at a department store. You can imagine being a kid running around the department store while your parents are shopping for new underwear. I don't know why I raised my voice there. All that pent-up rage is sitting at JCPenney while my mom shops. Just wanted to go home and play my PlayStation. But no, as a kid, you make do with what you're surrounded with, and I'm sure there was a one kid or two that would mess with a mannequin, play with it as a toy, but then that make it come to life. You know, some kids today have their iPads or their iPhones as a toy. Could an iPad or an iPhone become alive? I'm not sure, but again, I'm still not 100% on board with Toy Story 5. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt.
That'd be crazy if
something we've never seen before. What do you guys think that could mean? Would love to know your thoughts down below. Moving on here, we do got some nice updates.
To be honest, bro, I really feel like what they could do is they could add the phones to it and have the phones replace the toys, or they could have the toys interact with humans, or they could have both. So that'll be crazy, bro. That'll be fucking crazy.
Board with Toy Story 5. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, but them saying something we've never seen before. What do you guys think that could mean? Would love to know your thoughts down below. Moving on here, we do got some nice updates on the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, thanks to a fan that has gotten close to the set where Blumhouse is currently filming this thing. The YouTube channel Night or Night got some great shots of the actual pizzeria being built. It wasn't too long ago that a logo company showed off a video of the actual Five Nights at Freddy's pizzeria sign in all its full glory shown off to the internet, revealing to us Freddy Fazbear will be rocking white gloves. That was enough to get the internet a buzzing. Whether that was a great or bad idea, I think it's a fine idea. But I think there is something really cool about seeing an actual pizzeria being built here. Now, it's only a front. They're not actually building anything in the interior. I'm thinking this is most likely for exterior shots, you know, just like getting a look of it outside, and then when they film the stuff inside, it'll be all in sound stages where they get to build
That
their
is
own little
true.
sets. So don't be freaked out by the back that this is a small little pizzeria. It's so that people who film stuff like this don't sneak their way in and see the animatronics at night. But from the look of it outside, I like the checkerboard pattern. That is something iconic with the games. We've seen that in the floor. I don't think we've ever actually gotten like a real detailed shot of the outside of FNAF. Please send me a screenshot of it because I couldn't really exactly find one except for fan edits. But aside from the checkered pattern, the colors being used here, it does give off pizzeria vibes. I just think back to Chuck E. Cheese, and that is kind of what they were looking like back in the day. But the main thing I'm looking at it here is I don't know if this is going to be the one where Josh Hutcherson, who is playing Mike Schmidt in the movie, the guy who gets the job at the pizzeria to spend there for 5 nights, I don't know if this is going to be that pizzeria. I feel like this is going to be an earlier location, because we do see like some of the windows boarded up. It kind of looks abandoned and dirty, and I'm not sure if that's a police car part of the set or that's just a police car patrolling so no one gets on set. But if you pair this up with some information that was found by Johnny Blocks, great guy that does anything and everything FNAF news, not just movie stuff, if you want to go ahead and check him out, he happened to found a casting call listing that describes a scene we could be seeing in the movie that is detailed as a 1980s crime scene. I'm still willing to bet that this movie takes place in the 90s or early 2000s, so having a crime scene in the 80s, what's something famous that happened in the 80s in the FNAF world? I feel like this could be the early location where the incident happened of a child that was bitten by one of the animatronics that ended up dying and got this place closed, and then the one that we're going to be following for the majority of the movie is kind of the new location with all its dark secrets hidden in the past. We'll have to wait and see on that, but again, it's just cool to know this thing is happening. They're filming it. They're shooting it. We're going to be getting this movie, y'all. How do you FNAF fans feel about all these details? Moving on here to talk about something else here that has me a little worried, man. Got me wondering, DCU, is you in shambles? You need to clean them balls? We have started getting reports from multiple different sources, not just scoopers, but actual journalists online, trying to let us know that Aquaman 2 and the Lost Kingdom is looking to be a stinky poo-poo movie. Now, I really don't want to believe it because I love James Wan and I had a lot of fun with that first Aquaman movie. I don't want to think his second film could be that bad. But we had one here from viewer Annan, that's been a reliable source here on the channel, who says, I'll be honest, we are half a dozen test screenings in and it's not looking great. I've consistently heard over the last half year or so that it's boring, not as good as the first, and potentially one of the worst DCEU movies. And he wasn't the only source. We've had one from Big Screen Leaks here, another source I trust out there, who says it brings me no joy to back him up and tell you that test screenings for this film have not been good. Really hoping Wan fixes this movie before December. And even more interesting, if you guys have been following Aquaman 2's developments on my channel here, you know there's been this back and forth on which Bruce Wayne is gonna cameo in the movie. Back before James Gunn joined it and they had their own different path for the DCEU, they were gonna have Michael Keaton Batman as the main Batman for the new universe, and he was gonna cameo at the end of Aquaman 2, kind of recruiting Aquaman into his new Justice League. Then things started shifting around and Aquaman 2 was gonna be coming out after The Flash, maybe before The Flash, so they thought, okay, let's see if we can convince Ben Affleck to film it as Bruce Wayne. And they actually did that. We got a whole video with Jason Momoa letting us know, and even a picture of him on Instagram where Ben Affleck was filming a cameo as Bruce Wayne in Aquaman 2. We don't have to wonder which cameo is going to show up in the movie because now both of them have been removed. This is most likely because Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck are not going to be the new Batman of the future DCU, so there's no point teasing them at the end of the movie. Now with hearing these reports, if true, from all these people saying the movie's not looking great, it's looking pretty bad, I don't know what to think because James Gunn's DCU is like a soft reboot. Some people stay, some people are going. I thought Aquaman was going to be like a sure bet to stay on and carry over for the new DCU, but if his movie flops or people don't like it, I don't see why James Gunn would want to do that and not just introduce a different Aquaman and then have Jason Momoa play something like Lobo. It's really just confusing, and it's so funny how the movies of 2023, the DC movies, their box office and audience reception is what determines their future in the DCU in whether they stay or get replaced. I want to know from you guys, do you at all believe that this Aquaman movie could be that bad? I mean, early on, we were hearing The Flash is supposed to be an amazing movie, and that's what we just continue to hear every month from different people. Are we going to see the opposite trend with Aquaman? We start hearing it's bad, and every month we're going to hear it even closer and closer. It really is bad. But that is all movie news we currently have going on right now, guys. I want to thank you so much for taking time out of my day to watch me talk some movie news. Don't be forgetting to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.
Damn, bro. If that's the case, bro, I don't know about seeing Aquaman in theaters unless they fix it. You know? Yeah.
Are you fucking serious, dude? Why is he in here? Fuck, dude. It's on my pillow.
Billy Belly. Anyways, man, if you guys like my reaction, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out, motherfuckers.